Hello and welcome to another video for Midas Touch Toys, Games, Collectibles. And today, well, we are looking at something that is very collectible, very, very difficult to find, and it is in absolutely pristine condition. We are looking at a framed photograph together with 3 authentic signatures of the stars of the television series The Dukes of Hazzard. Now, The Dukes of Hazzard was an American action comedy TV series. It was created by Guy Walden and it aired on CBS originally from 1979 to 1985. There was a total of 7 seasons and it consisted of 147 episodes. And it was constantly among the top viewed TV series in the late 1970s and the 1980s. And at one point, it ranked only second to Dallas, which immediately followed the show on CBS Friday night schedule. Now, the series is about 2 young male cousins who are Bo and Luke Duke, and they live in rural Georgia and are on probation for moonshine running. Now, probation prevents the Dukes from owning guns, so they arm themselves with bows and arrows and clever plans to outwit the corrupt sheriff and the greedy rich city slickers. Now, they and their family cousin, who is none other than the gorgeous Daisy Duke, and their partridge uncle Jesse Duke, they live on a small farm on the outskirts of town. And in that house, they plan various escapades to expose and evade the county commissioner, Boss Hogg, and the law enforcement officer, Sheriff Roscoe P. Coltrane. Now, the Dukes drive a customised 1969 Dodge Charger, which is nicknamed the General Lee, which became an iconic symbol of the show. Now, the show was incredibly popular, and when it finished, it then inspired 4 movies, or 4 movies followed the series. So there was the Dukes of Hazzard Reunion, the Dukes of Hazzard in Hollywood, the Dukes of Hazzard, and the Dukes of Hazzard The Beginning. So there was 4 different films that followed on from the series. Now, as I said, the series was extremely popular. It ran for 7 seasons with a total of 147 episodes, and each episode was about 50 minutes long. So extremely popular show at the time, and of course the show spawned much merchandise. Now, what we're looking at today is a framed photograph of the 3 Dukes. So you've got Bo Duke, Luke Duke, and Daisy Duke, and that's an image that is taken on the set of the TV series. And at the bottom there, you can see you've got autographs from each of them. So you've got the autograph of Tom Wopat, who was Luke Duke, Catherine Bach, who was Daisy Duke, and John Schneider, who was Bo Duke. Now, this particular frame was collected by the original owner at a Dukes of Hazzard event sometime, I believe, in the early 1990s, from what he was telling me when we purchased it from him. The autographs are authentic, and the actual whole frame thing, he bought this whole thing as it is at a Dukes of Hazzard event, where the 3 of these were actually there. So I don't know whether it was signed there at the time, probably was in actual fact, and then he's put it in the frame afterwards. I would suspect that's pretty much what he's done. But let's give it a measurement so we can get an overall size. So the overall size of the whole frame we're looking at is 16.5 inches or 42 centimeters. And if we measure across, we're looking at frame is about 12 inches or 30, just over 12.5 inches, about 31.5 centimeters. Now, if we look at the size of the picture, the photograph itself, we're looking at 10 inches, which is 25 centimeters, and again 20 centimeters or 8 inches in across. And each of those 3 signatures are on a plaque about 3.5 inches or 8 centimeters in size. So that gives you an idea of the size of the frame. Now it is in a cardboard surround, which has been, the photograph has been put in and these spaces were blanked out. Now I'd imagine from what the previous owner told me that you bought the picture with these blank and you went up to the tables and you got them signed. So I'd imagine that's what he did, and then he put it in the frame afterwards, which is just a standard glass frame with a gold surround. But it really does look absolutely fantastic. Now, we managed to buy this and quite a number of different Dukes of Hazzard items off the previous owner, and that was because he had retired and wished to downsize his house, and most of his collection he was getting rid of, and he asked us if we would be interested in taking quite a lot of it off his hands. So we did do. We took a big chunk of merchandise from him, and this was one of those items. So it was on or it's framed and it was hanging on the wall in his, well, I won't say his office, but it is his collection room, where a lot of the merchandise was there, and this is one of his prized possessions hanging on the wall. So I think it's very, very rare, very difficult to find, but it looks absolutely fantastic. So, do these come up for sale very often on the platforms, I hear you ask me? Well, I did have a look on the platforms and I couldn't find anything like this. There was some photographs of the Dukes of Hazzard that have been signed on the photographs. There was some signatures on bits of paper on the platforms, but I couldn't find anything like this. So, but this was from an event, as I said, and I shouldn't think there'd be too many of these around. Certainly not signed by the 3 main cast members of the TV series. So to answer the question, no, it doesn't come up very well. In fact, I couldn't find any at all on the platform. So perhaps this is, I shouldn't think it's unique, but it's certainly going to be one of just a few that are around nowadays. And this particular one, as of today, it is available to purchase on the Midas Touch website, which you can get to very simply by clicking the link below. It will take you straight to the website where you'll be able to find this and many, many other Dukes of Hazzard items, and any other vintage toys, games and collectibles come to that. There's over 10,000 products currently available on the website for you to view and purchase at your leisure. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because we're uploading videos for every new item that goes into the website. There will be something for everybody, and I am absolutely positive this is something that you're not going to want to miss, because we literally have thousands and thousands of new items which we're shooting videos for and uploading on a daily basis. So if there is something in particular you're looking for, something old that you've never been able to find, something quirky you might want to buy for a friend, or perhaps just something from your childhood that you'd like to own again to help you recuperate those long lost childhood memories, well, stay tuned, keep watching, because you never know the next item we upload could be that item you've been looking for. Okay, that is it for me on this particular item. I do hope you've enjoyed reviewing this wonderful, wonderful vintage Dukes of Hazzard autographed photograph with me. Thank you for watching, and we will see you again next video. So bye for now.